Hello everyone, in this video we will be discussing the solution for the food technology question that came in GATE 2020. Starting with the first question. The first question says choose the correct group of fat soluble vitamins. So there are four fat soluble vitamins A, D, E and K. Let's just look at the options that are given to us. Cholecalciferol is a form of vitamin D. Then tocopherol is vitamin E and melatonin is vitamin K. So option A is correct. Looking at the other options, we have thiamine, which is water soluble. Niacin again is water soluble. Here, all three are water soluble. So option A is the correct one. Coming to the next question, it is the synthesis of thyroxine T4 in human body requires. So we know thyroxine is associated with thyroid, which is directly associated with iodine. So iodine is the correct answer for this one. The next question is which among the following is not an essential amino acid? So the essential amino acids are threonine, tryptophan, valine, leucine, isoleucine, lysine, methionine. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven. And eighth one is phenylalanine. So these are the eight essential amino acids for adults, right? And for one is also included for children, which is histidine. Apart from this, arginine, we have phenylalanine over here, valine, lysine, and arginine. So arginine is essential for rats, not for humans. So arginine is the right answer in this case because it is not essential amino acid for humans. Coming to the next question, it says the time required for stipulated destruction of a microbial population at a given temperature. So we have stipulated destruction. The time that is required for stipulated destruction, that means not 90% destruction. We have any fixed amount, any fixed level of destruction of the microbial population at a given temperature. So the option would be here, the option would be the F value. अगर 90% reduction होता, the answer would be D value, but here stipulated destruction is given, so the option is F value. Now coming to the next question, which among the following statements is not correct? So cod fish is a major source of omega-3 fatty acid, which is correct. Beetroot is a good source of beta carotene, which also looks correct. Apple is a good source of vitamin B12. Now, vitamin B12 is necessarily found in animal products, that is the meat products. So this is not correct. And fresh sugar cane is a good source of polyphenol oxidase. Yes, because sugar cane hamara uh, gets readily uh, goes into non-enzymatic browning reaction, right? So we have option C as the correct one, which because it is not the correct statement. Apple is not a good source of vitamin B12. Coming to the next question, it says which of the following statements is not correct? So as shear rate increases, the apparent viscosity decreases for pseudoplastic fluid, which is correct. As shear rate increases, the apparent viscosity increases for dilated fluid, which is again correct. Bigger plastic requires application of a yield stress prior to any response. Again, this option is correct. The rheopectic are two time independent. So these are time dependent fluids. So option D is the correct one because it is incorrect. So option D is the right answer. Coming to the next question, says calculate the efficiency in percent of an oil expeller which yields 37 kg oil containing 5% solids impurities from 100 kg mustard seeds. The oil content of the mustard seeds is 38%. Now, first of all, we'll just look into the oil that we have received after expelling. That is in total 37 kgs. Out of this, 5% is impurities. So 5% of 37 kg would be 1.85 kgs. So that means out of 37 kgs, 1.85 kg is the impurities. Okay, so the pure oil that has been extracted would be 37 minus 1.85, which is coming as 35.15 kg. Now, this is the amount of oil that has been procured, and the oil content of mustard seeds is 38%. That means out of 100 kg, 38 kg is the oil, the oil present in the seeds. Now, if we have to talk about the percentage efficiency of oil extraction, that would be the oil that we have got, that is 35.15 divided by 38 kg into 100. So on solving, we will get an answer that is nearly 92.5%. So 92.5% is the efficiency of this extraction process, expelling process. Coming to the next question is, orange juice is packed aseptically and stored under ambient conditions. The degradation of vitamin C in the juice occurs during the storage and it follows the first order kinetics. The degradation rate constant is this. That means K is given to us and we have to find out the half-life. So, half-life of vitamin C, we have a direct formula for it. Half-life would be equal to 0.693 divided by K. So K key value is given to us, that is 5.93 to 10 to the power minus 2. So I'll just put it over here. That is 5.92 to 10 to the power minus 3. So on solving, we will be getting an let's just solve it. So we have 0.693 divided by 5.2 into 10 to the power minus 3. Okay, so we have got this answer as 133 days. So the answer is required in integers, so we'll have to put it over here. Agar we don't remember the formula of this half-life, then half-life means initial population का आधा हो जा रहा है. So the formula for the degradation of this would be, for the first order kinetics अगर follow कर रहा है, so we have ln n naught upon n is equals to k into t. So ln n naught by n, that means n is half of n naught. So here we'll get ln2 divided by k is equals to t, and ln2 is 0.693. So the formula is 0.693 by k, which will be equals to t half-life. So that was the formula that we have used over here. Now coming to the next question, it says weight of 10 kg dried cauliflower contains 5% moisture wet basis. After rehydration, it becomes 60 kgs. If fresh cauliflower contains 87% of moisture, calculate the coefficient of rehydration. So we have to find out the coefficient of rehydration. So coefficient of rehydration ka formula is WR divided by WD minus WU into 10 divided by 100 minus A. Now this WR is the weight after rehydration, which is 60 kgs over here. WD is the weight of dried sample, that is 10 kg. 10 kg of the dried sample is being rehydrated. WU is the moisture that we get after drying, that is 5%. So I'll just put it in percentage into 10 divided by 100 minus A. A is the moisture content in the initial bar. ठीक है मतलब before drying. So it is 87. So on solving, I'll be getting something like 60 into 100 minus 87 divided by 100, 10 minus 0.5. So further on solving, it will come around 82.1. So the coefficient of rehydration, the coefficient of rehydration would be 82.1. 10 because that is required in decimal values. Okay. Now coming to the next question, it says match the industrial product in column 1 with a fermentative organism. Now vinegar, enterobacteriogenesis नहीं होगा, Saccharomyces cerevisiae, Acetobacter aceti. So P3. So wherever P3, that can be the answer. Rest can be cancelled. That can't. Citric acid would be associated with Aspergillus niger. So we have Q4. Q4, ethanol is associated with Saccharomyces cerevisiae, R2, and lysine is associated with 1. So option A is the right answer. Coming to the next question, we have to match with the enzyme and the food process. So chymosin is associated with cheese manufacturing. Right? Chymosin is associated with cheese manufacturing. Beta-galactosidase is associated with lactose. It's very evident. So any option which has P4, हमारे पास P4 यहाँ पर है, P4 यहाँ पर है. So option B and D can be cancelled. R should be 2. So R is 2 in this case. So option A again is the right answer. Now, identify the gram-positive bacteria responsible for food-borne disease among the following. So, among the following, Clostridium botulinum is the gram-positive bacteria. All the rest are gram-negative bacteria. Coming to the next question, extrusion cooking is accomplished in 4 different stages, and we have to arrange these. So, first stage would be feeding. Okay, first stage would be feeding. So, option B and D can be cancelled out. Then after that, cooking, kneading or expansion, or kneading, cooking or expansion. So these are the fine. So during cooking, the temperature and pressure increases. So before cooking, kneading hoga. So I guess option C is the right answer. Coming to question number 145, it says the match the following columns based on the methods used for measuring the lipid characteristics. So thiobarbituric acid. Thiobarbituric acid, that would be associated with the carbonyl content. Ranciman test हमारा induction type से associated होता है. Peroxide value, hydroperoxide content, and iodine value is degree of unsaturation. So S should be 2. Okay. R should be 4. Fine. So option D and option C are cancelled. Then Q should be 1. So option A is the right answer. 146, matching peeling techniques with the vegetables. So knife peeling will not be associated with brinjal, not with tomato, potato. Cucumber can be an answer. So P would be connected to 4. A brazen peeling can only be possibly done with potatoes because it is more hard as compared to the other fruits, vegetables. So Q would be here. So Q is 3. Q is 3 and P is 4. Okay, so we have got these two answers. Option A and option B would be cancelled. Now coming to flame peeling and flash peeling. Now flame peeling is more uh, feasible in case of brinjal. So I guess R would be 1 and S would be 2. So option D is the right answer. Moving ahead, again match the following. Caramelization is associated with sugar. So P is 2. Option C is cancelled. Denaturation is associated with enzyme because it is proteinaceous in nature. So Q is 4. Okay. So both these answers are cancelled. Oxidation is lipid. Okay. Bleaching is pigments. Fine. So option A is correct over here. Moving ahead, identify the correct statements related to grain polysaccharides among the following. So dextrins is a group of low molecular weight polysaccharides produced by dry hydrolysis of starch, which looks good, looks correct. Then amylose is a linear polymer of D-glucose joined by alpha 1 6. No, it's alpha 1 4. So this one is wrong. Then amylopectin is a branch chain polymer of D-galactose. No, it is not a branch chain polymer of D-galactose. It is for D-glucose. So again, this option is wrong. Coming to the last question, last option, that is retrogradation is a process of reassociation of amylose and formation of crystalline structure by gelatinized starch upon cooling. So this also is correct. So option A and option D are correct. Moving ahead, we have identify the correct pairs of governing laws with respect to the process operation. So Stokes law and mass transfer, जो कि is not correct. Uh, Stokes law is associated with the velocity part. Now moving to the next question. So the question is, a hammer mill is used to grind black gram. The size distribution of the black gram is such that 80% passes through the 6 mesh sieve and particle size is given as 3.36 mm screen. The power requirement to produce a powder, 80% of which passes through 45 mesh sieve. So and the particle size is 0.354 mm screen is 4.5 kilowatt. So the power required to convert the particle size from 3.36 mm to 0.354 mm is 4.5 kilowatt. Now the power required to produce a finer powder, 80% of which passes through 60 mesh sheet, जिसका की particle size is given as 0.25 mm. So we need to find out power law. And it says that use the Bond's law of size reduction. So here we need to apply the Bond's law of size reduction, which says that the particle size would be considered if 80% of the contents passes through the sieve. So that is what is given in this question. So the formula for this Bond's law would be 10 into Wi multiply it by under root P minus 1 upon under root F. So this is the particle size of the product, and this is the particle size of the feed. So here what is given to us is particle size of the feed is 3.36 mm. Particle size of the first product is 0.354 mm, and the particle size of the product that we need to produce, the more finer powder, is 0.25 mm. So what we'll do, we'll just put this Bond's law twice. So first case पे हमारा जो power जो लग रहा है, again denoted by work done. Okay, so this is the work done, and this is the Bond's law constant. ठीक है? So what I'm doing is power in second case divided by power in first case would be equivalent to 10 into Wi multiplied by 1 upon under root P2 minus 1 upon under root F divided by 10 into Wi multiplied by 1 upon under root P1 minus 1 upon under root F. So again, we'll just put in the values over here. W2, that is the power in the second case, and W1 is the power in the second case, which is given as 4.5. So we'll just put it over here, and all of these things would get cancelled out. We'll get 1 upon under root 0.25 minus 1 upon under root 3.36 divided by 1 upon under root 0.354 minus under root 3.36. So on solving this equation, we'll get W2 around 5.76 kilowatt. Moving ahead, the question is the average moisture binding energy of power of plant protein based snack is 8%. At 8% moisture content dry basis is 3200 calories per mole. If the water activity of the snack at above moisture content is 0.30 at 30%, 30 degrees Celsius, and the water activity of the sample at 45 degrees Celsius is to be found. R is given to us. So here what is given is we have to find out water activity at 30 degrees Celsius is given, which is 0.3, and we need to find out the water activity at 45 degrees Celsius, which is not even. Here they've given us the moisture binding energy and the R value. So the formula that can be applied over here is ln A2 by A1, which will be equal to QST divided by R, 1 upon T1 minus 1 upon T2. Q is the binding energy that we have to put in over here. So ln A2 is the water activity at 45 degrees Celsius. A1 is the water activity at 30 degrees Celsius, which is 0.3. QST is 3200 divided by R, which is 1.987. T1 is 30 degrees, so we'll convert it in kelvins, which will come 303 minus T2, which is 45, and converting it into kelvins, we'll get 45, which is 318. On solving this equation, we'll get A2 as 0.3854. So the answer for this would be 2.38 because we had to round it off to 2 decimal places. This was the answer for this question. Now moving ahead to the next question, that is cow milk is pasteurized at a flow rate of 1 kg per second in counter-current heat exchanger using hot water as the heating medium. Now milk enters the heat exchanger at 50 degrees and exits at 50 degrees. And the specific heat of milk is given remains constant at the inlet and exit of the heat exchanger. Fine. The inlet and the exit temperatures of the hot water is 75 and 60 degrees respectively. If the overall heat transfer coefficient is this, we have to find out the heat surface area. So it is a option. It is a question of heat exchanger. So we have counter current exchanger. That means, let's just say this is milk and this is water. So milk is entering at 15 degrees and it moves out at 50 degrees. Again, यहाँ पे 75 degrees पे water is entering and 60 degrees पे it is moving out. So uh, the amount of heat transfer that is happening in this case, it would be equals to mass of milk into Cp of milk into delta of milk, right? Uh, this is milk. यहाँ पे heat is gained by the milk and heat is lost by the water. So M Cp and delta T, that would be for water. So the amount of heat absorbed by milk would be equal to the amount of heat that is being released by the water. So if we have to find out the whole heat that is here, because M is given for milk, so I'll just use it over here. So we have 1 kg per second. Cp of milk is 3.5 into delta T. Delta T of milk is 50 minus 15, which will be 35. So we will be having 35 ka whole square. That will be 1225 kilojoules per second of heat is being produced. Now, we have to find out delta LMTD also in order to put it into the equation. So delta LMTD would be delta T1 minus delta T2 divided by ln delta T1 by delta T2. So here delta T1 would be 60 minus 15, which is 45, and delta T2 would be 75 minus 15, that is 25. ln 45 by 25. On solving this, we will get uh, yeah, we will get 34.03 degrees Celsius. So this is the LMTD. Now we have to find out the heat transfer surface area that can be found by UA into delta LMTD. So Q that we have got is 122.5 into 10 to the power 3 joules per second. That should be equals to overall heat transfer, that is 1800 multiplied by area multiplied by 34.03. So all we need to do is and 34.03, and on solving we will get area around 1.99 meters square. So we can round it off to two places, so that can be 2.00 or just 1.99 can also be entered as the answer. So these were the questions that came in GATE 2023 for food technology, XC, G and X. So thank you.